Hello, I'm Dara Scully, I'm a photographer, and in this tutorial on how to develop an artist's notebook, I'm going to show you my creative process for creating a narrative photography series. If you want a better life, in the description you will find the link to my housekeeping course. For all those people who want to dedicate themselves to something creative, it is very important to have something called visual culture. When we have visual culture, what we really have is a broad knowledge of everything that we could truly explore. In this case, I believe it is very important to have a notebook where we can jot down all those things that catch our attention. It can be anything that comes to mind, like writing about a movie that has inspired us or even just something we see while taking a walk that catches our eye. We should take note of it in our notebook. When we want to dedicate ourselves to something creative and we are just starting out, it is normal for our visual culture to be limited. Our imagination will truly be shaped by what we have seen. I consider it very important to see the work of many artists, photographers, painters, illustrators, etc., because everything we know will help us expand our visual imagination and realize that we can reach places that may seem unreachable at first. In this case, the artist's notebook is very useful because many times we can see things and then forget about them. So, in this notebook, we can take notes of everything we collect and that inspires us. I would recommend that you always have a notebook at hand, not necessarily that you carry it with you all the time, but it is true that the more you write in that notebook, the more it will serve you later when you look at it to feel inspired and to be able to build your own work. Everything we have in our minds visually will serve us later to be able to build our own images. Many times we will see works of artists that at first glance have nothing to do with us, but they can generate that inspiration for us to study our own work. In my personal case, I have been keeping these types of notebooks practically since I was a child. What I notice in these notebooks, besides photographs and writings, are many of my own texts that also help me later to construct my images. I simply take notes of the artists I see. Many times I try to obtain their images in order to stick them in my notebook, and if they give me a visual image when I open them, I also make drawings, sometimes even taking small artistic or poetic notes that will serve me for future photographs that I will take. If you feel more comfortable working in digital formats, you can have, for example, a blog or a Tumblr where you can post the information that seduces you and catches your attention, or you can even have folders on your computers where you can store images of artists you like, movie frames, or make annotations. The important thing is that you have a specific place where you collect everything that inspires you so that you can consult it, take a look at it, and stimulate your imagination and expand your visual culture. In order for you to aspire to create a series of photographs with greater creative breadth, I truly encourage you to get this notebook that will be absolutely personal, and don't be afraid to take notes. Don't worry about what you can write there or if you can copy. Perhaps one day some idea of what you put in there will inspire me, because this notebook will truly stimulate your imagination and be very useful to you. I hope these tips have been helpful to you. If you have enjoyed this content, subscribe if you want to learn more with me. I invite you to check out my course. The link is in the description.